Haute Living Magazine and Haute Time is sitting with the U.S. President of Breitling Watches, Thierry Prissert. It's an honor to be able to sit with you today, Thierry, as I know you're very busy at Basel World. It's the last day. So Thierry, first of all, tell me, how's everything going with Breitling? A lot of news has been going on since you're the U.S. President with the U.S. boutiques. You opened up in Manhattan, you opened up in Aventura. Tell us how everything's been going for you guys.
We've been very lucky. Thanks for your time. We've been very lucky and very busy in 2011 and at the start of 2012. As you said, we have opened boutiques last year, our two first boutique in the U.S. New York, our flagship, that opened early 2011. That has been great for us because people are able to come to our flagship and really discover what Breitling is all about, see the DNA of the brand, see the entire collection, but also see who we are as a brand, our heritage to aviation, our link to aviation, and also the edgy part of Breitling, the architecture, the art. And we've been very successful selling watches on top of it, so that's pretty great in these two stores. And Miami opened more recently, which has been great, very good for many tourist business there, South American of course. And we have other plans. We have plans to opening a boutique in Las Vegas in 2012, which is very exciting for us.
Can you announce where that's going to be? Or is
yes, it's going to be at the Forum Shops.
Oh, nice, at Caesar's Palace.
Yes, so that's going to be a flagship on the West Coast, and that's very important for us to have a store there to be able to display the collection again. Before I tell you about the collection, I want to tell you something very important that was announced at the first day of Basel about Breitling watches. And that's, I think it's very important for the end consumer that decides to have a Breitling on his wrist. We've been, as you know, making our own in-house movement since 2009. The first one has been introduced in 2009, the 01 movement on a mechanical chronograph. And since then we have introduced a few more, and I'm going to show you two more today. And we've been acclaimed by the press, and a lot of specialists saying we make an amazing movement, and our watch are really very great instrument of precision, of course. And to stand by that, Breitling has decided to give a 5-year warranty on all watches equipped with the in-house movement.
Oh wow!
So that's pretty unique. It is unique in the industry, and that really shows how we stand behind our product, and we're very proud of the way we're making them and the way they look. But for the consumer to have a 5-year warranty on in-house movement made by Breitling, all watches with in-house movement, it's pretty unique, and we're very happy to be able to announce that at Basel.
Well, let's get into the product, because when you
about
walked
the product,
in, I complimented you on your watch.
Yes, I'm actually wearing a Transocean chrono that was launched last year at Basel with an in-house movement.
Wow.
That has been very successful. That has been one of our two top sellers. This one has a black dial, and it's an amazing, classy looking, but very sharp watch that a lot of our clients have loved and enjoyed this year.
Well, let's take a look at this new piece. This
and actually that's from that was just announced and has been, I think, the big buzz for Breitling in terms of product at this Basel. This is what we call the Transocean Time. So it's the same family or range as we call them as the Transocean you've seen last year, but this is pretty unique because it's a world time watch. So it's giving you the time in many cities. As you see around the dial, you have a city disc, and you have also a time disc. So basically that watch is able to give you time on many different time zones. There is a few special things about that watch that Breitling has launched. The one you see is in rose gold, of course. This is also an in-house movement, so we've been able to put an in-house movement in a world time watch, which is great. And this one has actually 2 patents for Breitling. It's the only chronograph, world time, that you can, if you see what I'm going to do slowly, if the push piece, you would see that the 2 discs, the time disc and the city disc, are moving together.
Oh wow, yeah.
So when actually there is such an easy, quick set when you travel, today if you're in Paris, as it says here, and the watch is at the exact time is 12:25, which is the correct time. And if you travel the world, you just have to do something very simple. I'm traveling with you back to New York tomorrow.
Yeah, what's the time in New York?
And the time in New York, if I want to know the time in New York, I just got to go a little back because it's very early. I go back a little, and I try to look for the New York City disc that you see will appear in your screen in 1 second. And here I am in the New York City disc.
Wow, look at that.
And it gives you the New York City time. And we just went into daylight saving time in New York, right? So you see there is a little red circle next to the time. If I go exactly to the red circle, I'm on daytime saving, and I have the time in New York right now. And if you look at all of the other cities, then you can read the time in Hong Kong, in Bangkok, in Moscow, in Los Angeles.
Very cool.
And you can still read your time in Paris. In Paris, you see that it's 12.
And this was just announced at Basel?
Oh yes, that's the big launch. And
when's this going to be in the stores?
It's going to trickle to our market, hopefully early May already.
Oh wow, and what's going to be the price point of this watch?
There is two versions. There is a stainless steel version that is available with two dial, white, gray dial or a black dial. And it's amazing, but because for a complication watch like this watch with an in-house movement, the stainless steel is beneath $12,000.
Okay.
It's $11,300 on a crack, which is very competitive in terms of being an amazing watch. And this is the rose gold version, the red gold version, sorry, and it's $28,500. And all our jeweler applauded, and not only the watch, the way it looks, and all the component it had, and the uniqueness of it, but the price point they thought was. This is basically the core of our collection. As I've told you before, we launched the 01 movement in 2009, and we've been able last year to announce another in-house movement that basically is the same mechanical chronograph, but with, as you see, a second hand, which is a GMT.
Oh wow.
So that movement was in our 47 watch caliber diameter watch, 47 millimeter last year, and we've been able this year to make the movement go into a 44 case, which is the standard 01 chronomat, which is a 44. So that's also just launched in Basel, which is the chronomat 44 GMT.
And what's the price point of this
Here it's
piece?
presented on a pilot bracelet, and it's just beneath $9,000.
Okay. And then you have a third piece over there.
I have a third piece, which I know your readers are always attracted by very high-end piece and beautiful chronograph or timepiece. This is actually Breitling for Bentley collection.
We actually blogged about this before Basel World.
This is one of our bestseller Breitling for Bentley. It's named the Barnato. And this year it comes, this is a Barnato Racing. As you see the subdial, it's a very Breitling watch, but it also, that's why we call that collection Breitling for Bentley. It has some very Bentley aspect. You have the subdial that are reminding you of a wheel. You have the Bentley knurling that they have inside the car and on the wheels.
And when's this watch coming out?
This one is going to be available in also 2 months for that bracelet on that attachment.
And the response has been overwhelming, correct?
Oh, yes.
Well, Thierry, I mean, you guys are a lot of exciting things going on. I actually, before I came here, I walked by the boutique. It's besides being a boutique, it's a museum for the brand. It's right on 57th Street. Yeah. Great location. So you have a lot of great things going as the U.S. President. So you must be very excited for the future.
I'm very lucky to be with an amazing brand, and when we have a flagship in New York, as you say, we invite everybody to come and see the store. Just discover the Breitling world, the timepieces, and I hope we can make you a fan.
All right, thank you for your time.